welcome back to my channel. Today I am sharing polishes with you from one of my favorite indie brands. This is Blush Lacquers. I have their July polish pickup to share with you, as well as their 5-piece Beach Bunny collection to share with you. They have different release dates, different prices, and things like that, so I do have my phone here. I'm going to just read a couple of things off of here so I just make sure I don't miss anything. So the July polish pickup color is Mojito Mondays, and this will only be available July 7th through July 10th on polishpickup.com. This will retail for $12.75. I will also put in the description box below, along with all of Blush's social media and site and everything like that. I will put the polish pickup site where you can pick these up. And then I also have the 5-piece Beach Bunny collection that's going to be releasing on July 28th, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. This is just releasing in her Etsy shop. You don't have to go anywhere special, so that'll be in the description box below as usual. The Beach Bunny collection is also going to be listed on the Girly Bits site. I will put that in the description box below just so all of my spots are covered where you can pick these up. These will have the normal retail price of $10 a piece, $50 for the 5-piece set. And if all is right, I will go ahead and get started. So the first polish is called Vintage Vinyl, and this is described as a soft ballerina pink with a red to green shifting shimmer and a sparkling touch of holographic pigment. So here's our first coat of Vintage Vinyl. So this is very sheer here on this first coat. It does go on really nicely. It has a really nice formula. It is a little bit on the thicker side, but I feel like it makes it really easy to work with. This is also one that you may not end up building up completely, but I feel like it's okay because it does go on pretty nicely. So here's the second coat. Again, it is still a little bit sheer. I still can see my nail line. That shimmer does stand out really, really nicely, which is crazy because it's such a light color with a light color shimmer. You'd figure it'd go away a little bit, but it does stand out really nicely. So here's the third coat, and I can still make out my nail line if I look closely and at certain angles, but for the most part, it is gone. If you want it completely opaque, you may need a fourth coat, but I don't think it's supposed to be built up to complete opacity. So there's 3 coats. Next up, we have Teeny-weeny Pink Bikini, and this is described as a squishy Barbie doll pink jelly base with a shifting red to purple to blue shimmer and a touch of sparkling holographic pigment. So here's our first coat of Teeny-weeny Pink Bikini. This is also very sheer here on this first coat. It does build up a little bit better than the previous polish did, and it does have that kind of thick-ish but easy to work with formula. So here's our second coat of Teeny-weeny Pink Bikini. It is still very easy to make out my nail line here on 2 coats, but this brush does make it very easy to get very close to my cuticle and have still a nice smile line. It took me a little bit of getting used to it, but it is getting really easy to use. So there's 2 coats, and here's our third coat of Teeny-weeny Pink Bikini. I'm going in for a thicker coat here. It does cover completely. Again, at certain angles, I can still make out my nail line just a little bit, but not a ton. Nobody would really notice it. So there is 3 coats. Next up, we have Banana Boat Float, and this is described as a soft butter yellow with a glowy whitish blue shimmer and a sparkling touch of holographic pigment. So here's our first coat of Banana Boat Float. Again, this is very sheer here on this first coat. It does go on really nicely though, with a nice, easy to work with formula. These do dry very fast and decently glossy. So there's our first coat. Here's our second coat of Banana Boat Float. I still can make out my nail line here on 2 coats, so I am going to go in for a third coat. This is another one that you may or may not be able to get completely opaque depending on your application. I do tend to do thicker coats sometimes, so it does help with the opacity factor. So here's our third coat of Banana Boat Float, and I'm going to stop here at 3 coats. It does, once again, cover for the most part on 3 coats. That shimmer also stands out really nicely against the base color. And for these all being super shimmery polishes, none of them had brush stroking issues, so that's really, really nice. So there is 3 coats. Next up we have Surfboard, and this is described as a teal base with a green shimmer and a sparkling touch of holographic pigment. So here's our first coat of Surfboard. Once again, this is very sheer here on this first coat, so it is going to need multiple coats. It does go on really nice and really smooth though, very easy to work with. I don't think that I can recall any way of ever having a blush polish that had less than an awesome formula. So here is the second coat, and I still can make out my nail line here after 2 coats. I will say the first time that I used this for the swatch photo, I was able to get it completely opaque in 2 coats, but I did do thicker coats there. So depending on your application, this is a 2/3 coater, but I am going to go in for a 3rd coat. So here's our 3rd coat of Surfboard, and that does cover the nail line completely. Again, this dries pretty fast, decently glossy. I do recommend a glossy top coat. No staining or brush stroke issues with this one either. So there is 3 coats. And lastly from this collection we have my Beach Umbrella Ella Ella, and this is described as a periwinkle base with a pinkish purple shimmer and a sparkling touch of holographic pigment. So here's our first coat of my Beach Umbrella Ella Ella. This one is still very sheer here on this first coat, but it is the only one that I've consistently been able to build up to complete opacity in 2 coats. Same fantastic, easy to work with formula. Everything else, you know, pretty much the same. So here's our second coat of my Beach Umbrella Ella Ella, and this one again covers completely in 2 coats. That shimmer stands out really, really nice against the base, dries fast, decently glossy, still put a top coat on, matte or glossy. The shimmer is going to stand out nicely either way, and no brush stroking or staining here either. So there is 2 coats. And for the July Polish Pickup Polish, we have Mojito Mondays, and this is described as a soft lime linear holographic polish with a golden shimmer and a small gold to lime green shifting holographic glitter. So here is our first coat of Mojito Mondays. This one is obviously not part of the collection, so it does have a different formula. Still very easy to work with, a little bit on the thicker side, but it's a holographic formula as opposed to a shimmer formula. You don't have to worry about brush stroking here at all. That holographic is also going to dry a lot more holographic than it applies. So here's 2 coats. This one is completely opaque in 2 coats for me. Depending on your application, you may want 3 coats. These micro glitters in there are going to make it a little bit difficult to remove, but it does dry decently flat. A glossy top coat will help that hollow stand out as well. So there's 2 coats. So of course, I love, 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 love Mojito Mondays. This is beautiful, and it's everything that I want in a nail polish and more. And then from the Beach Bunny collection, I really love Surfboard. I love this like beachy color. It's got the blue with the teal shimmer running throughout. It's just so nice, so refreshing, so summer, and like that's what I'm wanting right now. So these 2 are my picks from this video. And that is it. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of these polishes. Let me know what your favorite was. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more from me, and I'll talk to you guys again next time.